I'm joined by David Mousley here in the studio, and Isle of Media is how we badge this one because that's what you do. You work here and around the world. I think
yes.
putting it back from France, really, from a very big event just recently.
Yes, definitely. MIPCOM. I work a couple of days a week with the Isle of Media. Since I moved here 6 years ago, I've been working in the media sector generally, and in the last 2 years with Isle of Media. This last week we were down at MIPCOM, which is the large television festival in the Isle of, in Cannes.
Yeah.
Blew that one. Soon to have a large television festival in the Isle of Man, we hope. But anyway, we were very well represented there. We had altogether on the 2 evenings, we had about 100 people at the reception. Mainly broadcasters, distributors, film financiers and independent producers.
And now, the Isle of Man, a lot of people think that ship sailed a long time ago, for the films anyway. Redirection more TV, isn't it, now?
Yeah, well, the whole sector's changed dramatically. It's basically anything on a screen, from games to television.
Is this a Netflix disruption?
Netflix has disrupted, and Amazon and Hulu and all these others. So consequently, content is now climbing up the pole. I mean, the demand for content, obviously high-end stuff, the Games of Thrones and The Crown and productions of that nature, but also lower budget stuff. There's a lot of demand for original content. In the old days, people would recycle content a lot. Now the channels are demanding new material. So you can produce things in the 60 to 100,000 pounds an hour area, or in the dramatic Game of Thrones areas, the 3 to 10 million pounds an hour area. But there's a demand for all of it.
But the Isle of Man, we were in there, and then we seemed to lose it all. The tax breaks changed, didn't they? I think
they absolutely did, and there's a different reason for being on the Isle of Man now.
Right.
We're part of what I call a Northern Creative Corridor. If you look at Belfast, Dublin, Isle of Man, Liverpool, Manchester, Leeds, with Channel 4 being at that extreme end at Leeds, Media City being down in Manchester, Liverpool building a large film studio, and the Isle of Man is a tax-neutral jurisdiction with a number of unique natural benefits. It feels like, several people I brought over here said, it feels like a film lot. So you've got cliffs, you've got sandy beaches, you've got Victorian infrastructure, you've got ancient castles, all these things. So from drama perspective, locations, it's very interesting. It has a lot of its own stories to tell, so there are many documentaries that can be made here as well. But really, what's being picked up by a lot of people is it's a great, very secure place to operate from as well. So you have a production over here with costly talent and costly props and so on and so forth. The island's a very safe place to locate that. But also, you're just literally half an hour from Dublin, half an hour from the west coast of the UK.
But I mean, I say money talks on everything, and the tax breaks change. That's like, has the Isle of Man got any incentives that nobody else has, or are we just fighting for the same business?
No, we're different. But first of all, we don't have a tax credit because we don't charge corporation tax. But what we do is we basically, if you make the money, then you get to keep it, which is a good thing. So what I found is there is a lot of interesting capital moving to the island to co-finance productions, because it's tax neutral. You make the money, you keep the money. They're interested in that too, because clearly tax breaks are one thing, but then they're an advance payment against ultimate tax, whereas we don't take the tax at the end of the day. It's a slight problem in the sense of if you need to front finance a production, then a tax credit's a good idea. So the idea really is that you can have an amount of production in the UK, amount of production in Ireland, and an amount of production in the Isle of Man. And if you balanced it off correctly and legitimately, then you can take advantage of tax credits in the areas, and the proportion of work done on the Isle of Man would probably be more like, in most things, 20 to 30% of the work. But on the island, in a production costing several £1 million, that's actually a very valuable thing.
And which pool do we fit into? It's not the Games of Thrones budgets, I'm guessing, these days, right?
There are locations here that lend them. So Peaky Blinders came and had a look here.
Did they?
Yeah, absolutely. And they ended up being shot in various other locations. A lot of it in Shropshire, actually, in Ironbridge. But the thing is that we're on the map now. We've calmed down from the whole film thing. We're not financing, because that was come along, shoot the film, go away. What we're looking at is the complete production food chain, from financing through to pre-production, production and post-production. So there are now production facilities on the island. There's people here manufacturing Steadicams. They're starting to move over here as a company. A very prominent manufacturer of film Steadicam equipment. And then editing, research, all those kind of roles. They're perfect for the island, really. Is
it a positive story overall? I mean, it feels like we got our fingers burnt last time round. They came and they went.
They came and went.
But you want to build a more sustainable sort of infrastructure.
Yeah. We need pre-production, post-production. We need studios, green screen studios, and there are a number of significant international companies now looking at the island as a possible place where and these are people in the southern hemisphere who are looking for somewhere facing Europe where they can locate something that has got a number of advantages. If you're making a big capital investment on the Isle of Man, like a studio, that's an interesting thing, because if the intellectual property of what you're producing rests here, if the revenues rest here, then they're protected by the corporation tax structure. The Isle of Man is not the whole story in anything. It's part of the story.
Right.
That's how I would say.
Because everyone's seen how Netflix has taken over vast. Well, I think the whole studios, haven't they?
They've taken Pinewood for 10 years, 22 sound stages.
And this can get bigger by sounds of it, with all these other players coming in the market.
Yeah, Netflix have taken...
Disney doing the other ones, haven't they?
Disney took Pinewood, and Netflix have taken Shepperton. There is no studio space at the moment in the British Isles, including Ireland, now we're hearing. It's all getting booked up for like years in advance. So there could be a good case for examining the possibility of getting some form of infrastructure over here.
Besides the Home Makeover Man Suburbia programme, I haven't heard many others being made here, but is this because it's still the beginning of this whole cycle?
Yeah, I think so. I think that was very well received, that Lawrence of Suburbia thing. But what I think, with Flix Facilities moving onto the island now, they have 52,000 square feet of production space in Manchester. They now have 7,000 square feet on the Isle of Man, and they're producing some very well-regarded animation series for the BBC on the island right now.
To finish with, the thing down in France, the big gathering, are you getting positive vibes then?
Absolutely. What you feel when you go to the two events in France that we represent ourselves at, MIPCOM and MIPCTV. MIPCTV is now becoming MIPScreen. So you get documentary producers, drama producers, and so on. And what everyone is saying is it's kind of like we're a best-kept secret. And why didn't we know about this? They've heard about the film. They didn't realise that there is talent on the island, and there is, and particularly unique infrastructure possibilities here. And now that we've got Post here, I mean, Flix are the first large-scale for-hire post-production company on the island. Other indigenous companies have their own post-production, but it's for their own productions. Flix are a for-hire company. They produce, dispatches. They produce songs of praise. All these things in Manchester. Now, parts of those elements could be produced here, and also specifically their animation series. They will be produced here. They're 22 episodes into a 52-episode series right now. And
Isle of Media is a Manx government sort of production, isn't it?
It's an independent company that is part supported by the Isle of Man government to promote the media sector. So it's
and there's a pot of money in there that people can tap into?
I mean, no. At the moment, there is no active government funding for media. I think that may change. There are the normal grants and incentives that you get for any company.
They're still dealing with the old business.
I think they want to be sure that they're not going to that they have proper governance in place and can see clearly and prevent any misunderstandings about what might go on.
We should chat more often and
update. That would be great.
It'd be quite fun to see how this one goes.
Yeah, fantastic.